Hey XRP family, welcome back to XRP Insider. I'm so pumped you're here with me today. No matter where you are in this amazing world of ours, I hope you're having an incredible day. Today, we're diving deep into some absolutely mind-blowing developments with XRP, and I've got to kick things off with something that just blew me away from Time Traveler. Picture this: Coinbase, Kraken, Robinhood, Uphold, Gemini. Time Traveler is calling these the banks of the future. And honestly, this guy might be onto something huge. Here's a wild thought. Have you ever heard of Continental Illinois National Bank and Trust Company from 1984? Probably not, right? That's because it eventually became what we know today as Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. The crazy part? Today's banks are desperately trying to stay relevant while the crypto world is literally reshaping everything around them. I've been saying this for years, and I'm sticking to it. A ton of exchanges are going to vanish. Poof, gone overnight. Why? Because once regulations hit hard, any exchange not doing proper KYC, know your customer, or AML, anti-money laundering compliance, is going to fold faster than you can say cryptocurrency. But here's where it gets exciting. We're watching Kraken and others scrambling to file for banking licenses. Why? Because they want to be the banks of tomorrow, not just survive alongside them. Check this out. Kraken just announced they're launching something called Kraken Bank as an alternative to traditional banks. They've got a MasterCard-powered debit card rolling out that gives you 1% cash back, and you can spend multiple assets across the UK and EU. This is just phase 1 of their global rollout. The coolest part? Their new Kraken Money app includes DeFi vaults, direct salary deposits, and wealth management tools that are positioning Kraken as your primary account. Not just some crypto side hustle. And they're not alone. Gemini's doing it, Uphold's doing it. Everyone's racing to become your new bank. Let's be real here. When's the last time your traditional bank made you rich? You're lucky if you get 1% on your savings account these days. But with these crypto-powered banking alternatives, you're earning every single time you spend. Plus, park your money in stablecoins and you're earning yield on top of that. This is the future, people, and it's happening right now. Now, I need to warn you about something critical. I've got a list here of cryptocurrency exchanges that aren't registered and likely won't survive 2026 regulations. If you're holding crypto on any of these platforms, listen up. Changely, SimpleSwap, StealthEX, GodX, SwapSpace, FixedFloat, Sideshift.ai, Morph Token, Exolex. I've honestly never even heard of some of these. Here's the problem. These exchanges aren't doing proper AML or KYC compliance. The moment regulations drop, they're toast. Your crypto, gone. Your money, vanished. The survivors will be the big players: Coinbase, Uphold, Gemini, maybe LCX, and a few others who've done their homework. This is why I keep hammering this point home. Even if you're using these smaller exchanges for privacy reasons, which I totally get, never use them for storage. Buy your crypto and get it off immediately. Don't gamble with your future because you never know what's happening behind the scenes. Finally, let's talk about this juicy prediction from a millionaire trader saying XRP could hit $8, calling it the end of our generational wealth journey. $8 being the end? Come on. I think we're just getting started. Honestly, I still believe XRP is going way higher than $8 in this run. Here's why I'm so confident. We're looking at real scarcity coming into play. Check out those ETF inflows that are starting to heat up. We've got regulatory clarity finally on the horizon, and we don't even know what's going to happen with ISO standards yet, but I'm betting that's going to add massive value to these cryptocurrencies. But wait, there's more. Ripple could literally become a bank by early next year, maybe even by the end of 2024. Tokenization hasn't even had its moment to shine yet. We're still waiting for that explosion. There's so much value still coming to the XRP ledger that an $8 XRP just isn't going to cut it. It has to go higher to handle all that institutional money flow. Now, XRP hitting $100 by the end of the year. Look, I'm a huge XRP believer, but some of these predictions are getting out of hand. People are literally taking advantage of folks who don't understand basic math. Think about it. 100 XRP means a $6 trillion market cap. That's a 43 times from current levels when the entire crypto market is only $3 trillion today. With just 35 days left in the year? Come on, people. Stop falling for this nonsense. But here's where I draw the line. The moment someone starts talking about market cap limitations with XRP, I'm tapping out. I don't even want to hear it, because market cap does not matter in crypto the way people think it does. What actually matters? Scarcity and demand. Period. Do I think it could hit $100 by year end? I really don't know. I've seen some analysis suggesting it's a 99.999% chance, but honestly, a lot needs to happen first. In the next 3 weeks, we need to see real scarcity. Those ETF filers need to start buying XRP directly off exchanges. No more over-the-counter deals, no more dark pools. Plus, remember that Ripple's about to unlock another billion tokens on December 1st. If they dump those on the market through OTC sales, that scarcity disappears real quick. Can XRP hit $100 in this run? Absolutely. I'm thinking early 2026 is more realistic, but I'm not completely ruling out end of year. Crazier things have happened in crypto. Speaking of ETFs, the XRP community is going absolutely wild over 21 shares XRP ETF application. And honestly, I get the hype. 21 shares brings serious crypto-native expertise to the table. They've got a proven track record with billions in Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs already. They know how to attract dedicated crypto investors, while Franklin Templeton is coming from traditional finance. The timing is everything here. Franklin Templeton just debuted on November 24th, and now 21 Shares is positioning themselves as the final boss of this November surge. Analysts are eyeing 500 million plus in potential inflows just from their scale and reputation. This is the kind of institutional firepower that could create the scarcity we've been waiting for. And speaking of 21 Shares, huge news just dropped. The 21 Shares Spot XRP ETF just received official approval and is set to begin trading on November 29th. That's tomorrow, people. Here's why this could be absolutely massive. 21 Shares was already a powerhouse in the crypto space before this announcement. They know this market inside and out. So there's a real possibility they could gather even more momentum than Franklin Templeton did when they launched. Once this thing goes live, we'll have the facts. But right now, this is incredibly bullish, because with every single ETF that launches, more and more XRP gets locked away from circulation. But here's something fascinating. ETFs are just one tentacle of this massive institutional adoption creature. Think about all the other ways institutions are accumulating. ETF asset managers buy and hold digital asset treasuries, buy and hold. Sovereign wealth funds, buy and hold. Individual state funds, buy and hold. IRAs and 401ks, buy and hold. Bank reserve assets, buy and hold. Now, I heard an interesting argument recently about which approach is better, ETFs or digital asset treasuries. The argument was that ETFs are superior to DATs. Take a listen to this.
ETFs versus digital asset treasury companies. What are your thoughts on that?
At this point now, you could argue that things are getting a little oversaturated with these digital asset treasury companies. I think that, most companies, let's say Fortune 500, should absolutely have Bitcoin on a balance sheet.
So after that clip, he goes on to talk about Bitcoin, but he's saying that ETFs are better than DATs, digital asset treasuries. When it comes to Bitcoin, I actually agree with that take. Why? Because Bitcoin doesn't really have utility. It doesn't have real-world use cases. How are you going to buy things with Bitcoin? It's way too slow and way too expensive for everyday transactions. But XRP, that's a completely different story. For XRP, a digital asset treasury makes perfect sense for companies. They can buy and lock away that XRP. But here's the kicker. They can actually utilize it on a daily basis. Cross-border payments, company-to-company transactions, you name it. XRP makes everything faster and cheaper. So while I think a Bitcoin ETF beats a Bitcoin DAT, when it comes to XRP, DATs could be the real game changer. But personally, I want to hold the actual asset myself. No middleman, no management fees, just pure XRP ownership. Now I've got to call out some absolute nonsense I saw today. There's an article floating around with the headline, XRP is not going back to $3. I'm sorry, what? Who writes this stuff? They're claiming XRP is stabilizing and won't hit $3. Are these people even looking at the same chart I am? Because when I look at XRP's chart, it's literally the most bullish chart in all of cryptocurrency right now. How do you not see the breakout that's already loading? How do you miss the massive breakout that is coming in the short term? I'm telling you right now, once XRP breaks out, and I mean really breaks out, a lot of people are going to be left with massive regrets because they never invested in this cryptocurrency. This thing is absolutely going to melt faces very soon, and I cannot wait for that to happen. The momentum is building like nothing I've ever seen before. Are you positioned for what's coming? What's your XRP target for this run? Drop your predictions below and smash that like button if you can feel the breakout energy building.